as the executive calls for a retreat. This is Sunday Express. First things first, the highlights. Taking stock of Kenya Kwanza administration's progress. Cabinet members and senior government officials trooped to Naivasha for a 4-day retreat. Raila Odinga's African Union Commission bid. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka dismisses claims that the opposition will be weakened by his exit. And fighting gender-based violence by all means. Anti-GBV crusaders take the campaign online. Good evening, this is Sunday Express. I'm Regina. Manyara, and my colleague in sign language is none other than Barun Abuli. Cabinet members and senior government officials have begun trooping to Naivasha ahead of the start of a 4-day retreat by the executive. This is the second retreat since the Kenya Kwanza government assumed office. The meeting is aimed at taking stock of progress made in implementing government policies. Joseph Wahungu with the details of the meeting agenda that will also be attended by Kenya Kwanza allied legislators.
For the next 4 days, the executive arm of government top bosses will be in Naivasha to sieve through activities by respective ministries and assess the implementation of projects 17 months after taking oath of office. Members of the executive arm of the government have already begun to arrive in Naivasha ahead of the start of the meeting on Monday. According to government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura, in addition to reviewing activities of 2023 and lesson learned, the meeting will prioritize projects for implementation in the year 2024.
In particular, the government shall be reviewing the GOK lab report based on the 15 key parameters that were deployed to assess government performance across the 23 ministries, 51 state departments, and 348 semi-autonomous government agencies, SAGA.
Also in the itinerary is a meeting between the executive and Kenya Kwanza allied legislative. The meeting with legislator will likely focus on various legislative agendas, with emphasis on the affordable housing bill to give legal backing for the implementation of the affordable housing project that remains a key priority area for the government.
Tunaenda katika muhula wa tatu huu ambao tunaweza kushughulikia sana katika awamu ya kwanza ya Mheshimiwa William Ruto, na hususan tunaangalia tutakuwaje na wakati huu ambapo tupo na yale maono ambayo lazima yafikiwe kule bungeni.
The retreat comes in the wake of Kenya's bid for the AU Commission chairperson seat, which opposition leader Raila Odinga has since expressed his interest.
There comes a time when we have to be patriotic and in the spirit of nationhood advance the gains that we have made at the international level. And whilst we may have political differences here in Kenya, that cannot be questioned in terms of the capacity to deliver for the Honorable Raila Odinga, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya.
For Sunday Express, I'm Joseph Wahungu.
John Jacob Carrier will be keeping tabs on what happens in Naivasha. Now, a section of Azimo Coalition leaders have dispelled claims that Raila Odinga's entry into the African Union Commission chairperson position will cause a rift and disintegrate the Azimo Coalition. Speaking in Nairobi, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka said the unity of the party is intact and reiterated calls for a bipartisan support of Odinga's candidature to the African Union.
Azimio leaders have come to the defense of the coalition against claims of possible disintegration of the coalition in the event Azimio la Umoja One Kenya leader Raila Odinga bags the AU Commission chairperson position. Speaking in Nairobi, leaders who attended a church service and later toured Kenyatta Market maintained the coalition is united and the entry of Odinga into the African Union will in no way create gaps in Azimio.
Baba yako ni baba yako. Akuwe Australia, akuwe Canada, akuwe Addis Ababa, baba ni nani? Baba. Si ndio? Nataka niwaambie kama katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, hakuna mahali baba ameenda. Kwani ni mara ya kwanza baba kwenda safari?
Tutaendelea kusimama imara na tunasimama na Wakenya.
Opposition will always be there. Hata tumeona revolutions zinaweza anzishwa hata na mtu anauza umbrella. Opposition can come from even media or even anyone, even teachers can form an opposition wing na ikue vigorous. So zi lazima watu wasiogope. Opposition, we are still united na mwananchi ndio ule anaangalia vile kazi inafanya.
They further call on Azimio allied leaders not to be compelled to shift their allegiance to other political factions, but instead focus on strengthening the coalition. The coalition leaders reiterated calls to lower the cost of living, urging members of parliament to shoot down the Affordable Housing Bill 2023, which is before parliament.
Bei ya sukari warudishwe wapi? Chini. Bei ya unga warudishwe wapi? Chini. Sio. Tafadhali, bei ya simu warudishwe wapi? Chini. Wapi? Chini. Bei ya mafuta warudishwe wapi? Chini. Na hii bili yao wanasema ya kwamba wanaleta kwenye bunge. Sisi tukifika kwa bunge tutaipinga, tutaiangusha.
Mimi naomba tu kitu kimoja. If you must vote on that unfortunate thing, vote against it. That is our party position kama Azimio la Umoja One Kenya.
Wamekutana na Naivasha leo kuunda jama vile wataongeza kodi ikifika Tuesday next week. Sisi tumekuja hapa Kenyatta kusema hiyo bill wanataka kuleta ya housing, wajue ikifika kwa bunge it will be dead on arrival. Tutaangusha mapema.
On Thursday, the coalition is set to hold its parliamentary group meeting to strategize on countering what they termed as punitive legislations. For Sunday Express, I'm Gladys Rongai.
Gender-based violence activists under the banner Nguvu Change are calling for stricter laws that will deter the rising cases of gender-based violence in the country. Led by Valerie Aura, a survivor of gender-based violence, they have started an online campaign to call authorities to action. This comes as residents of Mirimaine Estate in Juja, Cambo County, try to come to terms with the death of Faith Chebet. Chebet was allegedly killed by her boyfriend, Timothy Kiptor.
Kenyan women are confronted with diverse forms of gender-based violence. Some face physical, psychological, sexual, social-economic violence, among others. The recent past has seen an increase in reported cases of gender-based violence in the country. Gender-based activists under the banner Nguvu Change have started an online campaign to compel those in authorities to support the calls against any forms of violence. Valerie Aura, a survivor of gender-based violence, says there is need for those in leadership to support calls for stricter laws against all forms of GBV and ensure establishment of safe houses where victims can seek refuge.
People keep telling them, you need to leave the violent environment, but you don't give a solution. We don't tell them this is a safe space you can go, safe place you can go as you rebuild your lives. And so they have to leave again with the perpetrators, since most of them are people well known to them.
On her part, Josephine Mwende, a mother with cerebral palsy, has initiated an online petition for public hospitals in Nairobi to stop what she termed is rampant cases of obstetric violence against women with disabilities.
We don't have the language interpreters in the hospitals. We don't have the medicine practitioners who are aware of various types of disabilities. So, like for example, if you go to the hospital and you are a woman who is expectant and you have speech impairment, who will give you enough time to listen to you?
Their efforts come as residents of Mirimaine Estate in Juja, Cambo County try to come to terms with yet another death of a woman in the hands of her lover. The assailant, identified as Timothy Kipto, is said to have attacked his girlfriend at her friend's house.
Tulikuwa tumetulia hapo majuu hapo first floor. Nikafanya kusikia nduru. Mimi kadhani watoi wako mazao wanacheza. Nikatoka. So kutoka nikaona boy sasa. Nikaangalia chini. Alikuwa na kisu. Akadunga dem. Akamdunga shingo. Akamdunga, ilikuwa tu visu mingi, si kisu moja ama mbili.
Huyu jamaa naona kufikia sasa alikuwa amepelekwa kwa hospitali kwa sababu pia naye alijaribu kujiua lakini ikashindikana. Pengine kwa kujikatakata hapo hajaweza kumanage kukufa.
Nasio Kware, Sunday Express.
President William Ruto says Kenya intends to strengthen its diplomatic relations with Brazil, more so in the fields of agricultural production and technology, education, trade and commerce. The president, who is attending the ongoing Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, also encouraged the vaccine manufacturing companies within the African Union member states to put up their companies in Kenya's special economic zones.
President William Ruto, while co-hosting a meeting on vaccine manufacturing in Africa with International Vaccine Institute in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, also said Kenya is committed to collaborate with valued partners like Africa Union Commission, Africa Medicines Agency, World Health Organization and other regional and international stakeholders to create an enabling environment for vaccine manufacturing in Africa by mobilizing adequate resources and sharing knowledge and best practices.
The time has come for the African Union member states to take bold and decisive steps in implementing homegrown solutions to our health security challenges. As regards vaccines, we must build a holistic ecosystem incorporating the entire value chain all the way from research and development to clinical trials, local production, as well as efficient distribution and delivery.
He encouraged vaccine manufacturing companies to invest in Kenya, saying the special economic zones will provide necessary environment for vaccine manufacturing in Africa.
And you have an opportunity to set this up in Kenya. We have a special economic zone ready that you can manufacture for local consumption in Kenya and for our region. Again, realizing the importance of us building the capabilities and the necessary environment for us to produce pharmaceutical products locally.
The president also met President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil and said the two countries will strengthen their diplomatic ties and target to set up a joint ministerial committee. The head of state also unveiled the statue in honor of former Tanzanian President the late Julius Nyerere at the African Union Commission in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Tilio Marco for Sunday Express.
Several people were injured in an early morning accident that occurred around Globe Cinema roundabout here in Nairobi. The bus traveling from Uthiru to Nairobi CBD reportedly collided with two vehicles along the route. Reports indicate that the accident was a result of reckless driving. The victims were swiftly taken to the Kenyatta National Hospital and Bagathi Hospital for urgent medical attention. Both the driver and the conductor of the bus remain at large with no arrests made thus far.
Hii basi ilianza accident huko Uthiru, ikataa kugongana na Latema, akaweza kuhepa. Tukaenda mpaka Uthiru stage, tena akarudi Rivers, akakuja akagonga gari ingine, akavunja kioo ya mbele, wakamlipa
hapa hivyo, ikagonga pavement, ikarus control, ndio ikaingia pale hivyo. Lakini iligonga gari ndogo pande ile, hiyo gari hata ikusimama hiyo gari ndogo.
Naona tu mimi nilipata tu ndere akipotea, akapasua, akiona alikuwa amevaa shati ya blue na kakoti na ni mrevi, akapotea, akaingia hii side, akapotea, alikuwa anakimbia akiwa amefunga hivi macho, akaenda akaingia tawa, akaingilia na huko akapotea.
Now, it was a war of words at a funeral service in Lubao, Kakamega County, as Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa and Senator Boni Khalwale locked horns over the management of the county. This comes as trouble is brewing in Trans Nzoia County, with the Governor George Natembeya being accused of frustrating efforts by county assembly members to oversight county operations. Here are the details of the continued political drumbeats.
Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa and his Senator Boni Khalwale are at odds for the umpteenth time. The two exchanged bitter words at a funeral in Lubao, Kakamega County, of a service delivery to the residents.
I don't need any lecture from Khalwale kufanya. Wewe kazi yako ni kwenda kuleta pesa so that you give us the money. Last year, when you were in Senate, wewe ulikuwa mstari wa mbele kukashifu Oparanya for misuse of funds in Kakamega County.
Babu, mimi naelewa the meaning of devolution. Na hiyo pesa nikileta hapa, niko na jukumu ya pili. Niko na jukumu ya kukuuliza hiyo pesa unatumia namna gani. That is the constitution of Kenya.
On one end, Khalwale said Governor Fernandez should take his focus off the 2027 general election and work for the people of Kakamega, while on the other end, Barasa told off the senator, insisting that he has a manifesto that got him elected and that he should stick to his oversight role.
Baada ya mwaka moja umesahau kazi yako, unaanza kumezea mate kiti ya ugavana. I want to tell you Khalwale, today wembe ni ule ule.
Ndio ningependa kukutia moyo bwana gavana na kuomba utoe focus kwa siasa ya 2027. 2027 itafika. Utakuwa na mpinzani, awe Ross, awe Perpetua, awe Amngaka, awe Elsie, awe Dr. Boni Khalwale, utakuwa na mpinzani.
Meanwhile, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya has been called out for allegedly frustrating oversight on funds allocated to the county by those mandated by the Constitution.
Lakini shida yangu ile imekuwa Trans Nzoia hii. Nikisema ukweli, huyu senator hataki tufanye kazi. Sasa nyinyi mlinichagua niwaletee pesa hapa Trans Nzoia. Mimi nimeleta pesa bila kuchelewa. Sasa nikiuliza hiyo pesa imeenda wapi? Mimi nakuwa mbaya ama mimi ni mkabila? Si lazima niulize.
Trans Nzoia Senator Alan Chesang was speaking during the burial of the Deputy Governor Philomena Binea's father in Trans Nzoia County.
Now, on that political note, we take a quick breather. We'll be back with more. Do not go away.
Haya, sisi ya kungoja kwenye star 570 hash kuna ploti na ni up to 1.1 million Kenyan shillings with a genuine title deed na inakungoja star 570 hash ukana zake.
我是怎么挂的？是被渴死的吗？脱水了，你这里的水全都干了，毁灭，农场主挂了。这游戏到底要干嘛呀？
走，跟我进来。壮观吧？这些都是笼子的耳朵，自打它们建成之后，在观测的频段就干扰不断，都跟6月13号晚上发生的一模一样。你和我观测到了宇宙闪烁。德州，难道你不想知道真相吗？啊！时间的尽头。
Thank you for joining us. You're watching Sunday Express. Now, the government has been urged to partner with stakeholders, including children, in its efforts to cap the effects of climate change. Environment ambassadors cautioned that the current generation risks future permanent disaster if climate change threat is not addressed with boldness and the urgency it deserves.
Hundreds of children gathered in Rowaland Scouts Camp, Nairobi, to champion for climate change agenda. It's here where environmental ambassadors call for concerted efforts in curbing the effects of climate change. Through the foundation's ambassador, Alice Wanjiru, the children emphasized that they must be given a front seat in climate solution discussions.
Inspired by Rongai Maathai because how she cared about the environment so much that she even fought for Uhuru Park.
Alice is she's an eco hero, especially with the things that she's done. I came to know that she's planted more than 50,000 trees. That is wow. For a young girl like her, only 10 years, that is a great milestone. So we urge the other children and the parents to also support the children in becoming the eco-heroes.
According to them, children, youth, and future generations are not only the most impacted by climate change, but also have a key role to play in ensuring a sustainable tomorrow. The event was organized through the partnership of Kenya Scouts Association and Green Hummingbird Foundation. Elsewhere, Machakos County Government, in partnership with Kisaka Foundation, have embarked on an ambitious tree planting exercise in open spaces and schools.
Hao watoto, in your mission, hiyo umesema unataka kupanda miti 500. Maybe you can see how each can plant one tree and take good care of it. Sindio? Ndio tuendelee. Hawa. Ukifanya hivyo itakuwa ni jambo nzuri.
Now, constant bickering and contestation after every general election has inhibited immediate service delivery to the people after every electioneering period. This is according to Bondo MP Gideon Ochanda. Speaking in Kisumu, Ochanda, who has since broken ranks with his ODM party to work with the government, says the country spends time and resources finding a common ground for all players after each poll, making it difficult for the elected government to kickstart its development agenda. Achala Simon with the details.
Speaking in Kisumu as he joined Information, Communication and the Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary Ludo Wallo at a Fansa drive for the Hera group of churches, the Bondo legislator argued it is time for losing parties to accept election outcomes instead of holding the country at ransom.
What we've been doing after elections has been very unfair to our governments that we elect. In every election that we have done, we have been very unfair. Because we don't let those governments settle down for nearly 2 years. They are settling down in the third year. Fourth year, fifth year, people are back into elections. When do these governments work?
To pray for peace in the country, unity, so that the government can get an enabling environment to roll out its development program.
The people from this region, we have seen it all in politics. Year in, year out. We must change tracks.
The leaders also welcomed the proposal to have former Premier Raila Odinga contest for the African Union Commission chairmanship.
There is a debate now. I came here yesterday. A big debate. Should Raila go or should Raila remain? That's a debate which is going on in this region.
On development, Owalo stressed that he will continue to work with any leader, regardless of their political inclination, to ensure service delivery to all, as directed by the president.
Let us support this government. Let us create an enabling environment for it to deliver on the development agenda that it has for Kenya, the development agenda that it has for Janza.
He said the region's development agenda was on course and all stakeholders in the region must ensure a conducive environment to actualize the president's development agenda.
The roads which stalled are now work in progress. Those which have not started will also start and will pursue to a logical conclusion before new roads are built. There is one road which will change the entire economy of Nyanza. It's called the Lake Victoria Ring Road. It starts from Busia and goes all the way down to the Kenya-Tanzania border. That road has been designed. Ministry of Transport has approved it. Treasury is now negotiating funding with the World Bank.
Achola Simon, Sunday Express, Kisumu County.
Now off to Cambo County, where a family is in distress after their daughter, who sat the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination last year, failed to join her dream school owing to lack of school fees. Millie Wairimo, who was placed at St. Clair's Girls' School in Cambo, is yet to report weeks to school after schools reopened for the first term.
Millie, who scored 300 marks, was slated to join St. Clair Girls High School on January 15, 2024, but remains at home due to lack of fees.
Ombi lenye mimi naomba a principal wa St. Clair aniwekee hiyo chance ndio at least ndio niweze kwenda hiyo shule.
Expressing her frustration, Millie said the situation has taken a toll on her mental health and self-esteem.
Sometimes nakaanga chini naona watoto wenye tulikuwa tunasoma nao wakiwa shule na kuja najifungia kwa nyumba naanza kulia.
She is now appealing to well-wishers to step in and help the family.
Naomba well-wishers nimnisaidie niende shule, kenye kiote mtu ako nayo 150, 500, 1000, kila mtu tu ako nayo tu anisaidie na niweze kwenda shule na nisome kama wale watoto wengine.
Millie's father, Mwangi Wanderi, a casual laborer, implores Cambo leaders to intervene as they are financially constrained.
Ningeomba tu wahisani wema waweze kutusaidia sababu tuko na mashida mingi sana, na wakati mwingine nasikianga vibaya sana nikiona huyu mtoto wangu ambaye sasa tumekaa na yeye haendi shule sasa, na ni kwa sababu ya pesa.
Meanwhile, the National Council of Churches of Kenya has urged the government to ensure the future of learners, citing disparities and mass failures in the exam results.
This country has an assurance in the Constitution that every child will access free basic education. That is not negotiable. It is unconstitutional to deny the 350,000 children their education, their basic education.
John Junge for Sunday Express.
Now, a widow in Ongata, Rongai, Kajiado County is seeking assistance to have her 2 disabled children enrolled in school and attend therapy sessions. The mother of 4 says she's unable to adequately cater for her 2 children who require therapy, and she can barely afford to pay for them school fees at a special school. Our reporter Pauline Nasimi was at her home and files the following report on her daily struggles.
In the heart of Kajiado County, we met the mother of 4, Mary Munyi, who is known to her neighbors as Mama Faith. Faith Wangeshi is her 7-year-old daughter diagnosed with Down syndrome. Her second child, 12 years old Pauline Wamaitha, who looks younger than her actual age, has cerebral palsy and is also autistic. Both require constant care and therapy, making it a challenge for her to seek any meaningful employment to cater for her basic needs and that of her family as the sole breadwinner.
Kulipa nyumba ni shida. Kukula ni shida. Watoto wangu kusoma ni shida. Kwa nini? Maana siwezi nikaenda kutafuta kibarua kama hara wa mama wengine. Na siwezi nikaenda biashara kama hara wa mama wengine. Sasa mimi hawa watoto nimefika mwisho na wao kabisa. Nimeteseka na wao.
She narrates to us her journey in caring for her children, which she says has not been a walk in the park.
Mimi kwangu imeaffect kabisa. Nikashindwa nikujiwa nitajiwa mimi na hawa watoto wawili. Nibakisha hawa wawili wasaidiwe na raia wa Kenya ama na serikali. Because mimi ile changamoto saa hii niko nao kabisa. Hawa watoto wamenifuga kabisa. Mimi tu sasa tu nakuwa tu nalea kama ni mapacha mpaka wa leo.
Owing to her unemployment status, she cannot afford to have them neither attend therapy sessions nor enroll in a special school.
na wanahitaji kukua kwa shule ya special ambao sinakuaga expensive, ambao wanastahili kukua wakipata therapy na speech therapy. Niokolee maisha yangu na watoto wangu. Na waapa tu niokolee watoto wangu.
She says her attempts to secure a bursary for their education has been fruitless. Mary is calling for assistance to have them attend therapy sessions and enrolled in school to free up some time for her to seek gainful employment to support her family currently living at the mercy of well-wishers.
Naomba weroisas wa Kenya wanaweza kunilipia hii shule inaitwa Kevjoy ili watoto watoke kwa nyumba waendage shule. Wakachanganyike na wale watoto wengine na wakapata hao watoto walimu special ambao wamesomea mambo yao ili unisaidie pia kutrainiwa wao kwenda choo. Agarau nitoke kwa gharama ya Pampers.
Mary can be reached on cell phone number 0712 174288. Name Mary Munyi. Paulina Simiu for Sunday Express.
That's an appeal to you and I. If you've been touched by that story and you're willing to assist, the details are available on our website. And I'll take that mobile number once again. That is 0712 174 288. And the number is Mary Munyi. Whatever you have, you can donate to that line. Now, over 3,000 families in the expansive Tampala land in Chepereria, West Pokot County were forced to seek shelter after their houses were torched at night by alleged hired goons over land tussle. The families, who are now counting losses amounting to millions of shillings, are calling upon the relevant authorities to intervene.
Remains of what used to be people's homes. The devastated families of the torched houses narrates how the arsonist at the wee hours of Saturday morning rendered them homeless.
Wametumulika na torch, nikiangalia huko naona hiyo light ya walikuwa na kitu kama sun king hivi, ninaona sasa hiyo light yao, lakini nikiangalia chini hivi nikaona ni kama watu karibu zaidi tu ya 50 hapo.
As they are pondering their next move, they are counting losses amounting to millions that were destroyed by the arsonist, all their hard-earned property gone.
Nachoma na sanduku yote, nachoma masufuria, masaba set, kila kitu, makitabu ya mtoto hii amefanya mtihani, hii naenda college mwezi wa 3.
Kila kitu imechomeka, pesa imeenda, ng'ombe hatuna, wamechukuliwa. Mahindi, maharagwe yote imeenda.
They are appealing to the relevant authority to come to their aid, noting that the land issue is still in court and are wondering why there was no eviction order before being torched.
Na sasa iko msoso ya shamba, na hii shamba iko kotini. Na watu iko ndani ya sel kwa sababu ya shamba.
Hatujui cha kufanya. Tunaomba kwa unyenyekevu utusaidie.
MP yetu watukaribie, wawe walinzi wetu, maana tuko hali hatarini kwa maboma.
Opicho Chemtai for Sunday Express.
Shamba ni mbili, yako ni gani? Kwenye star 570 hash. Every 100 shillings unayotumia kwa Lucky Game inakupa 1 entry point ya kuingia kwenye drum ya draw, ambayo inakupa fursa ya kujishindia moja kati ya shamba hizi mbili. Mwisho wa April namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings na unapata title deed yako safi. Na mwisho wa Mei namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings, lori za mawe na mchanga. Ploti ndizo hizi, dial star 570 hash. Title deed ndio hii, vuka na shake.
Nilikuwa naonelea next week unipatie hapo nikalime kidogo.
Alikuwa hiyo kitabu, tafadhali utoke uende pole pole.
Tumekaa tukaona sisi hatutaki mchezo. Mambo ya kufanya kazi mchana ilipitwa na wakati. Mchana nawe unafanya nini?
Hii mama kaya hii vitu gani hiyo wanafanyia watu?
Mimi ni the new general chief, general organizer, assistant manager.
We. Kwa nini unachukua simu yangu naweka kwa moto matope bwana?
Nisipochunga akili yangu sasa nani ataweza kumanage? Akili yangu itayeyukwa na ninajua.
Now, Gusii leaders have thrown their weight behind the candidature of lawyer Omwanza Ombati for the male representative of the Judicial Service Commission. Conglomerating Saturday night at the Nairobi Hotel, top leaders drawn from the Abagusi community led by Nyamira Governor Amos Nyaribo and National Assembly Majority Whip Silvanus Osoro endorsed Omwanza, urging all advocates to come out in large numbers on the 29th of February 2024 and vote for him. Omwanza, who has promised to champion for judicial independence and remove bottlenecks that hamper the practice of law, will be battling the seat with the outgoing Law Society of Kenya President Eric Theuri.
I'm coming here as a friend of lawyers, as a gesture of goodwill, that whatever they are doing is very noble, to come together, think together, and plan together.
4,800, which makes 31% of the voters of LSK. How many can agree with me that that constituency needs to be listened to?
Submit before you today shall be read by a practitioner who understands where the shoe pinches. So myself, having been in the sector for 16.3 years, I promise a strong, strategic, serious, and stoic leadership for the Law Society of Kenya.
Of law. So the term of Vice President will be very strong on matters rule of law. Number 2, practice environment. So that the work opportunities and practice be safeguarded.
We have a 4-point agenda. Number 1, I want to be your visible and accountable representative. Number 2, champion for more opportunities for lawyers at the JSC. Mnasikia? Number 3, champion to remove bottlenecks that hamper your practice of law.
Now, some good news coming to our studios at this particular moment following the airing of that story of a family in Kiambu that is in distress after their daughter, who sat for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination last year, failed to join her dream school owing to lack of school fees. Well, good news is that a well-wisher, a good Samaritan from Kiambu, has offered to pay school fees for Millie Wairimo to join her dream school, that is St. Clair's High School in Kiambu. Thank you very much. Glad that you're watching and you've made a difference. Now, institutions offering technical courses are now recording an influx in the number of students opting to pursue technical courses despite qualifying for a university education. The shift is largely being attributed to the changing market needs, with the majority of youth now focusing on being job creators as opposed to being job seekers. Tonight, we feature the new thirst for technical education that has prompted technical training institutions to sharpen their curriculum to equip learners with both theory and practical experiences within an organization setup. Here's a story on the changing job market dynamics as told by reporter Aidan Ibrahim and voiced by Nancy Okwari.
The Kiambu National Polytechnic in Kiambu County. Here, we meet Happiness Waithera from Kiambu County. She scored a C+ in the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examination. She, however, opted to ditch university training to pursue a technical course in welding and fabrication technology. So what were her reasons?
Only men can do this job, but
we have proved time and time again for us who are already in the field that we can do it. Women can actually do it.
Her story mirrors that of Charlotte Kusa from Mombasa County, who also scored a C+ and is studying mechanical engineering.
What I'm doing is something technical, and I'm gaining more skills. Okay, it's not theoretical, because as you can see, we're in the workshop doing something practically.
Elio Bala from Kisumu County had a mean grade of B in his national examinations, qualifying to join the university, but opted to instead pursue mechanical engineering at the institution.
Mechanical analysis like the sensors, actuators, and I really love this course because it is a fingertip thing.
Theirs is a story of young men and women who have opted to swim against the tide, dispelling the notion that technical courses are a reserve for school dropouts or learners who did not get good grades.
We can give you names of our students who have already graduated from the universities. Leave alone those who have done well in KCSE. Those who have completed universities, being out there, realizing that they are not making headways, and then they decide to come here and do a course.
Kiambu National Polytechnic offers various academic programs, among them applied sciences, building and civil engineering, business, entrepreneurship and social studies, electrical and electronics engineering, baking technology, ICT and computer studies, mechanical engineering and industrial mechatronics and hospitality. Learners who scored a C+ and above in the national examinations are enrolled in the institution to pursue specialized courses in level 6, such as automotive engineering technology, welding and fabrication technology, mechanical technology production, and baking technology.
These people who did not get A's, normally they are gifted differently. When it comes to hands-on activities, you can bet they are very good at that.
These are the same foods you find in the hotels. You find them being sold out there in the bakeries, like in supermarkets. So this is actual practical life.
According to the institution's chief principal, Sami Waititu, the thirst for technical courses is driven by the changing market needs and demand for technical skills both locally and abroad.
The dual training, the industry is able to select the workers. They conduct very thorough interviews. They do aptitude tests.
Waititu says the institution has embraced a dual training model where 50% of the work is done in the classroom setup and the remaining 50% is a practical exercise. The practical aspect of the learning is a joint partnership between the government and the private sector players who allow learners to train within their industries and later absorb them as employees once they complete their studies.
In fact, we had a challenge with one industry. The students were supposed to come and sit their final exam, but the industry was reluctant to release them because they were running a whole plant. And so according to the industry, releasing these 3 students would make their production stop.
These, he says, is a training model implemented in other advanced countries such as Germany to ensure students are well prepared for the job market.
The Kenya government and the German government, through GIZ, came in handy to sensitize the industry that this is good for you.
They come here for one term, they alternate with another term at the industry, following a specific curriculum. So by the time they are finishing the course, they are actually almost like employees at the company. And I think this is what has really attracted companies to partner with us.
The data at the institution shows following the introduction of the dual training model in 2020, the number of students enrolling at the institution has doubled, as this model not only offers the necessary hands-on experience, but also creates a direct line for employment.
Dual training is the answer to the skills mismatch. It is actually the game changer.
Charlotte, happiness, and Ellie's decision to pursue technical education despite qualifying for university education puts into perspective the future of the job market. A majority of youth are recognizing the change in market needs, and the high unemployment rate requires them to do more than just think out of the proverbial box if they are to excel as job creators and not just job seekers.
Yeah!
Out of the counties where farmers across the country have been advised to be wary of dishonest traders who sell fake seeds and other substandard farm inputs. Details of this and other stories in our news brief roundup.
Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service has warned that fake dealers found selling fake seeds face a fine of up to 1 million shillings and a jail term of up to 2 years. This is a new move by the government to get rid of unscrupulous traders in the market.
Tafadhali wakulima, musikubali kununua mbegu fake seeds ama zile mbegu sio mbegu halisi, na katika ile karatasi mbegu yoyote ile inakubaliwa lazima uwe una njia ya kuifuatilia, ndio tunapea ile inaitwa kwa kimombo lot number.
Elsewhere, PCA KCC Church Kariobangi South Parish organized worship in a disability awareness service. The congregation got an opportunity to be enlightened on the different abilities that PWDs have. Reverend George Obonyo, who is deaf and has been in charge of Nairobi East Presbytery Special Ministry from Nairobi South Presbytery, encouraged everyone to give people with disability job opportunities.
Tunafaa kupewa opportunity pia sisi kujihusisha katika serikali ya Kenya, especially wakati wa kupewa makazi ama kitu chochote kile. Imekuwa ni vibaya sana tukienda kwa ofisi ya serikali, sometimes tunazuiliwa sababu yule mtu anakuona mara kwanza anaona tu huyu amekuja kuomba, lakini wewe umekuwa ni kama yule mwingine.
Meanwhile, residents of Merti Town in Isiolo County are calling on security agencies to put more effort into fighting human and narcotics trafficking in the town.
Tunataka tusaidiwe na serikali iwapo ifungwe ikomeshwe hii maneno ya dawa za kulevya hapa Merti. Ingependwa iangaliwe kwa ifuatiliwe wale wanauza hizi za madawa, alafu na pombe zimejashana hapa.
In Mombasa County, the Coast Association for Persons Living with Disability is cautioning parents against hiding children with physical disabilities owing to stigma.
Mwito wangu kwa serikali ni kwamba walemavu mpaka leo, walio wadogo na walio wakubwa, ni watu ambao ni lazima wapate assistance ya serikali. Na mpaka saa hizi hawaja devolve hii sekta ya walemavu kufikia chini.
And youths have been urged to take advantage of the improving economy to invest. Speaking in Nairobi County, Saving Home Supermarket CEO Fahad Diwani said that he was optimistic that the shilling will appreciate against the dollar.
So for all the businesses and even the general public who are working on salary base and stuff, I think dollar appreciating is a good news for all Kenyans in general, such religious festivities.
Finally, in Kericho County, Emurwa Dikir, Member of Parliament Joanna Ngeno, is calling for the revocation of all licenses issued to bars, wine and spirits outlets to be vetted afresh.
These wines and spirits imekuwa dens ya kuuza hiyo pombe haramu. Nataka mimi niombe gavana yetu ya Bomet, ya Narok, ya Kericho, ya Nakuru watoe hizo maleseni za pombe ya wines and spirits.
Ili kupata uzembe kama sikiza tune yako, bonyeza *812 *498#.
Hakuna baraka yoyote katika uzembe. Uzembe huleta umasikini, upweke na sikia. Umepewa mikono na akili. Ondoka, nenda katafute, kafanye kazi. Na usione kidogo ukakidharau.
Kupata uzembe kama sikiza tune, bonyeza *812 *498#. *812 *498#.
On KBC Channel 1, we are a TV station like no other. Get a taste of the best in entertainment.
Yes, indeed.
Feel the passion.
Will you promise me?
I swear that you will never lose me. I can't get married to you.
I'm sure you knew about it. That's why you were making fun of me.
Experience the drama.
Get out.
Who's the man in this one?
And the laughter.
Hii wigi umevaa kichwani. Sile wakati tulikuwa tunaapishwa tunapewa mheshimiwa.
Move to the beat.
We are live from Broadcasting House.
And get informed on the latest happenings. KBC Channel 1.
Wow.
We are the full package.
Oh yes.
And Kenya's watching.
Thank you very much for joining us.
A very good evening to you. Welcome back to Sunday Express. My name is Karen Kibet. Let's now take at the day's sports. Former FKF Premier League champions Tusker FC have moved up to third position in the league standings after beating KCB 2-0 in a league match played at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. Chris Erambo netted the first goal in the 67th minute, then John Njuguna added the second goal in the 80th minute. In other matches, Sofapaka shared spoils with Muhoroni Youth after the two teams played to a 2-all draw at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. Kariobangi Sharks played to a 1-all draw against Talanta FC at the Police Circle Stadium in Nairobi. Kakamega Homeboys were held to a barren draw at the Buhungu Stadium backyard by visitors AFC Leopards. Gor Mahia tops the league standings with 47 points, 8 ahead of second-placed Poster Rangers. Tusker FC is third with 37 points. Two of those matches were aired live on KBC Channel 1. Next weekend, we will also air more KPL fixtures. Moving on, Finnish rally driver Esa-Pekka Lappi, navigated by Jane Farm, emerged victorious in the WRC Rally Sweden. Driving a Hyundai i20N Rally 1, the Finns maintained their comfortable overnight advantage to complete their first outing of 2024 in style. The focus now shifts to WRC Safari Rally, which will be held in Kenya between the 28th and 31st of next month.
The results made it back to victories for the Hyundai Shell Mobis World Rally team, which also won the season-opening Rally Monte Carlo last month. Behind Lappi, Toyota's Elfyn Evans snatched second from Adrien Formax when the Frenchman lost time striking a snowbank on Sunday's first test. But the M-Sport Ford Puma driver didn't let the moment knock him off his stride as he raced his maiden WRC podium in third. Despite sliding his Toyota GR Yaris Rally 1 hybrid into a snowbank at high speed on SS17, Evans topped the Super Sunday classification to bag the World Championships point under new rules for 2024. World champion Karl Rovanpera claimed 5 points for setting the pace through the rally deciding Wolf Power stage. There was home success in WRC 2 category with Olvin Solberg repeating his 2023 feat by winning the Rally 2 base division. The focus now shifts on WRC Safari Rally, which will be held in Kenya between 28th and 31st of next month. Faith Akinyi for Sunday Express.
Thank you, Faith, for that report. And the rally that will be held in Kenya will also be aired on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner. Now, finally, Usam El Azuz's 39th and Joshua's 78th minute goals. And those are all the sports stories we had for you tonight. I'm now joined by my colleague, Regina Manyara. Regina, we had missed you so much, but while you were away, we had sad news in the sporting world as we lost the world marathon record holder, Kelvin Kiptum, and his coach, Gervais, who will be laid to rest this Wednesday, and Kiptum will be laid to rest on 24th of February.
Now, indeed, it means that we're going to be missing the late Kiptum in the Paris Games that are set for July this year. May his soul continue resting in peace. And also to some good news is that Millie Wairimo, the story we highlighted for you, has gotten a sponsor, and she will be joining St. Clair's High School in Kiambu. Thank you for watching and participating here. You can make a difference in the lives of those who need it most. Further details are available on our website. That puts a cap on matters. Sunday Express tonight. Have a great week ahead. I'm Regina, Manyara.
Kwa majina ninaitwa Joseph Sirikwa. Ninafanya katika village ambayo inaitwa Ngongwangare. Kwa hivyo mimi ni CHV wa hapa. Hii ni community yetu.
Kwa majina ni Alice Esho. Mimi ni CHP na Rosra Health Center. Kijiji yangu ni Elerai. Mimi ni jirani ya Joseph.
Wale watu ambao tunakaa nao, tunaishi pamoja, ndio tunaendeleza hii kazi ya huduma ambayo tunapatiana ya afya.